Brady looking at it. Fires that well. It's going to be caught in this conduit. Making the catch. Suckup trying to win it.
The Atlanta Falcons are on the road for Week 2, off to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Bucs.
He's like from a different solar system right now, Chris. 44, I don't know what it is. It's enchanted quinoa, whatever he's doing, but it's perfect.
Go ahead and add oldest starting QB to win a game to his resume. And if you saw Brady in Week 1, you know those 2 picks on his stat line didn't really say much about his arm, whereas the dime he threw to Antonio Brown did.
So much smarter than what he was then.
At the age of 44, Brady steps up, avoids the rush, throws, caught, touchdown, Antonio Brown.
Step forward, those on the side. For an army will be raised. Blood will be shed. Spoils will be enjoyed.
So you came back to die with your city.
The fire rises.
You will destroy yourself.
A lot of room to run, but Tom doesn't do that. For the end zone, touchdown for the Bucs. Brady with a lot of time, steps into it, guns it complete. Evans searching for the end zone.
All right, guys, at halftime, welcome to NSPN. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the Atlanta Falcons 21-10. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Blake Anthony of Sports Talk 49. Pretty clean game, although it could be 28-0 at this point, if not for a fumble. And then right before the half there, lots of penalties there, really giving Atlanta second life. It looked like Shaq Barrett, of course, got picked up a flag there for being offsides. Looked like it was a fumble. Devin White returned it. JPP offside. So those type of things plague the Bucs versus the Dallas Cowboys, and they still haven't been able to clean it up.
Yeah, they've obviously timed Matt Ryan's snap counts, and they're just a half second too early. It's unfortunate that the strip sack happened, but the strip sack doesn't happen if Shaq doesn't jump offsides early. We don't know what will happen that play, but yeah, that's unfortunate. 3 back-to-back penalties, which led to Atlanta Falcons getting that 3-point, which making it 10 points in their favor.
Absolutely. So we are live at Ducky's Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard. We got Blake Anthony, yours truly. We got Jason Powers coming on here in just a little bit. You look at the numbers overall, Brady 15 for 22, 197, 3 touchdowns. And right away, I talked about it in the pregame show, Mike Evans would have a big day, 2 catches for 45 yards and picks up his first touchdown for the year.
I wouldn't call it big day. The guy that's having a big day is Rob Gronkowski, because the Atlanta Falcons refuse to cover him. They keep letting him get behind him in their umbrella zone.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin is getting off. I think he believes he's probably on track to have 10 receptions this game. The shocker to me is Antonio Brown, 1 reception for 14 yards. He's had a few targets, but one in the end zone that got tipped. It probably would have been a touchdown earlier in the game. So we'll see what it looks like coming in here the second half.
What do you think about this defense overall? It looks like they have a fumble, of course, trying to get the snap count, but shutting down the running game, although Cordell Patterson scores a touchdown there. But overall, and that's set up by Kyle Pitts with the 24-yard catch. You could see that young man. He's definitely flashed some signs of brilliance today, right?
Yeah, they're just leaving him open, coming across the middle. He's just shading right inside the hash marker where I thought he would be running routes, and that's where Matt Ryan's were hitting him in that right up that seam spot. Look for Atlanta to clean that up. Look for Levante David or somebody to come over and try to get a hand on one of those balls. And they've been getting to Matt Ryan. They've been unable to get him to the ground. They got him to the ground one time so far. That was just happened within that last 5 minutes into the second quarter. They should have had him at least three other times. Matt Ryan's been able to get away. Let's see what happens here in the second half.
I'll tell you what, let's go out to the comments here. Let's go out to Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan Legend SC. Peter, I'm at the bar, Deck Bar and Grill, but I can't find you. Well, I'm sorry. I'm live here at Ducky Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard. So sorry about your loss. I don't think you're there at all. Christopher Cole, those arrests were bad at the end of the half. I mean, they were penalties to me. Right.
They weren't bad calls.
I mean, even the Carlton Davis, as much as you love to see that hit, 10, 15 years ago, that's acceptable, but that's clearly a helmet-to-helmet shot.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about the refs. Those were all penalties.
Okay. All right, I agree with you. Let's go out to, let's see, I believe this is Cal Nicole. We got robbed of a touchdown. Back-to-back bad calls from the refs. It should be 27-7. I'm sorry. I don't agree. I don't think maybe the one call was Shaq Barrett. It looked like the center hiked the ball before Shaq Barrett, and I thought they were going to review it because it was a scoring play, and yet they didn't do any review at all.
He was probably offsides. Roger brought up a good point. His helmet was probably across. Because we were just looking at his feet. His feet weren't across, but his helmet might have been offsides, which you didn't see from the angle that they had. But the killer to me here was when we watched the game, Peter. What did I say? I said the stupid penalty.
Yeah.
Ryan Jensen coming in the pile, hitting defenseless guys on the ground. Clearly, that's a penalty. That wasn't bad on the refs. It was a stupid play by Ryan Jensen, which hurt the Bucs with a 15-yard penalty, and that in the very ensuing play, sack fumble by Tom Brady by Dante Fowler.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dante Fowler gets a sack. Of course, Sue picks up a sack. I'm surprised you don't see more pressure, but I think that's going to be something you're going to see in the second half here. Let's go out to Ben Cornett. I thought Barrett actually timed that snap count perfect, but having said that, Barrett has a history of offsides penalties as well.
This jumps counts.
Like JPP did. So,
yeah, they jump counts.
Right. Misador Patterson scored on a missed open field tackle by Winfield Jr. Absolutely. Let's go out to this one right here. Ben Cornett, I'm slowly being convinced that the offensive coaching staff of the Bucs aren't too high in Rojo right now. I get that it's only been a game and a half, but when Jones was in today, he had some good runs. Fournette is still getting the bulk of the carries. Absolutely. I tend to agree, but they have ran the ball more. That would be the Bucs. More than they ran against the Cowboys, a total of 13 times, leading the way. Leonard Fournette, Lombardi Lenny, 9 for 49. Jones, 4 for 22, had a good run there, but I think he's right. I mean, Fournette seems to be the guy that they're going to, and that's fine. He's the hot hand. Go to him. I have no problem with it. I just think at the end of the day, you got to find a way to get Jones into open space if you can do that. But the problem is, you've seen this. There's holes there, but he's not finding it. He's just running into the defensive line.
Glad you brought that up because that's surely what I was going to say. The holes are there. He's running into linemen.
Yeah.
The one play where Tristan Wirfs sealed the edge, he runs into Tristan Wirfs instead of going around him.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette is finding running lanes. He's making guys missing in tight spaces and getting the extra yardage. Ronald Jones isn't.
All right.
You can't throw the ball to Ronald Jones. He's one-dimensional.
Yeah. All right, so Bucs up 21-10 at halftime, live here on NSPN, and of course, I love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Mr. Blake Anthony right there. Let's go out to Christopher Cole. They're playing zone too much. Ridley has been shut down in this game. That was one of the big stories of the game. Ridley, a non-factor at this point. 2 catches for 16 yards.
They don't have to bracket him.
Right.
They don't have to.
Well, you got Carlton Davis over there. He was a little bit shaken up early, but he looks fine to me. Atlanta is playing well. I don't necessarily think they're playing well. I think the Bucs are letting them in the game because of missed opportunities.
Yep. Drop passes, turnovers.
Right.
It's a good way to keep somebody in the game doing dumb things to yourself.
All right, so let's go out to Sandra Nagel watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web. Well, this is not the Sports Web. This is NSPN's Watch Party, your broadcasting team. It's kind of the Sports Web, but it's not. It's Blake and Blake Sports. It's a cornucopia, a mix, a potpourri of shows here on NSPN. That's right, Leo word right there. Brady Sack was on Smith, giving up his block too soon. Agree with that? You saw that right from the very get-go.
Yeah, he just got beat, and he gave him an inside move, and he was able to get inside and get a sack fumble on Tom Brady. But like I said earlier, that play never happens if Ryan Jensen doesn't get a dumb personal foul penalty to play before.
Antonio Brown, thank God my quarterback isn't bum trash. Matt Ryan, the boys just need to clean it up, and we got this. Let's go out to Keith Robbins Jr. What's up? What's going on?
Keith?
Tell you what, let's go ahead and get on Jason Powers really quick. Hey, Jason, come on. Come on, let's go ahead, shift it over here. We got Blake Anthony. Get you off of here. Get Jason Powers on here as I'm producing as we speak right now. Let me go ahead and get his lower third. There we go, Mr. Jason Powers. Bucs winning 21-10 at halftime. Welcome to the NSPN Watch Party live here at Ducky's. The atmosphere is unbelievable. The food is unbelievable. Your thoughts on this first half against the Falcons?
Pretty methodical. Obviously, they, were a couple costly penalties late in the first half, which nullified a touchdown.
Very costly. It looked like on the replay, and I'm kind of confused about this, Powers. You're a referee. You know about this, Power Man. Why didn't they review that? It clearly looked like the center snapped it before Shaq Barrett got over the line. Plus, it's a scoring play, so why isn't it reviewed at that point?
They don't review penalties.
But what about scoring plays? Isn't it a scoring play?
Yeah, but the penalty supersedes the scoring play. Even if he wasn't offsides, they're not going to overturn a penalty. They used to be able to do that. They don't do that anymore in replay.
What did you see on that? Did they get it right?
I think so, because even though his foot looked like it might not have been across, remember his body lean.
Got that body lean.
Body lean, head and chest.
Got to lean in like Shaq Barrett did. And look, Shaq Barrett is a guy that wants to jump a snap.
He anticipates
right,
a lot.
Jump a snap. JPP is the same way. He wants to jump a snap at this point. All right, let's read some
Good
more.
job rushing the ball. 71 yards rushing in the first half.
Right.
Fournette's getting most of the carries. I know you don't like
That's
that.
okay. No. Again, I'm not. I'm a fan of Jones, but I'm also able to see the hot hand. And if they're running with Fournette and he's being successful at this point,
and they're running the ball well,
go with it. You run the ball 13 times. That's more than you ran the ball.
70 yards,
right.
71 yards.
That's going to play a big part in that second half. You're going to get deep plays down the field.
Yep.
Your thoughts on Gronkowski? 2 touchdowns. I mean, this guy is an ageless marvel.
He's uncoverable. You can't cover the guy. Safeties, corners. And we do such a great job of spreading the ball. That's one thing Tom does so well is he spreads the ball around. We got 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys with catches.
Yeah.
O.J. Howard made his first catch of the year. Nice 20-yard seam route. I mean, so that's what Tom does. He throws to the open guy. We're not trying to force feed anybody.
Right.
Today's Mike Evans got a couple catches back in the flow.
Right.
Because he's the open guy.
That's it. Whoever's open at that point. Speaking of former quarterbacks that threw to people that weren't open, Jameis Winston, rough day today. 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble, and the Saints get absolutely creamed by the Carolina Panthers. Surprised by that?
No, only because of all the COVID issues they've had. They had a bunch of injuries on defense. They had 6 or 7 coaches missing because of COVID. What I don't like about what people have to be nervous about Jameis if you're a New Orleans Saints fan, the interceptions weren't just ho-hum, great plays by the defense. It was same old, throw it up into traffic.
Right, and that was my key. When they get down in games and you're not able to manage the game, how would he react?
He gets a little desperate.
There you go. He's still making those same type of decisions. We're live here at Ducky Sports Lounge. Make a decision to come out here, have food.
Absolutely.
Get on this NSPN Watch Party. I wish they could hear us right now. I feel like if I screamed, I think I could get a cheer out of these guys right now.
Great crowd here.
It is a great crowd. We're wrapping it up here. Biggest key to the second half, Jason Powers.
Keep doing what you're doing. I don't think unless you turn the ball over multiple times this half that Atlanta can win the game. If you just keep playing, we're going to win this game by 14 to 21 points minimum.
I agree. Get more pressure on Matt Ryan. Don't let him sit back there. There's been times he's able to scale the pocket, make some plays. Keep an eye on Kyle Pitts. At the end of the day, if you're running the ball, you can pass the ball down the field. There will be some big plays. For the great Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49, for Jason Powers, the Power Man, I'm your host, Peter Blake. Enjoy the second half of the game. Bucs up 21-10 over the Atlanta Falcons at halftime. See you later.
Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.